Alicia, lovely to have you here.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Sports Beach.
Thank you for having me.
It's fantastic to have a little bit of time to pick your brain, think about what you're thinking about, what Google's thinking about, the ecosystem, the product, partners and agencies. So I'm going to start off like a huge macro question. It's maybe a few $1 billion, not $1 million question, but like Google's been at the forefront of search for like 25 plus years, helping the world access, catalog, and receive information. But the world can't have changed faster than it has done in the last 12 months, maybe even 3 or 4 months from a Google product perspective. Where does the future of search look like for you, for your customers, and for your partners? Like, I know that's a big question, but maybe we can start there and kind of zoom back into kind of what it means for the world and the reason that we're all at Cannes.
Yeah, that's such a good question to start. I would say in the last few months, as I'm taking meetings with agencies and brands, this question keeps coming up. So I love that you open with it. Thank you. As I think about that 25-year period, you know, there has been a lot of evolution in search. There's a lot of conversation right now around AI specifically, but actually over this 25-year period, there has been a lot of change. If you look at the Google SERP from 1998, what you'd see are a bunch of organic listings, 10 blue links, short text snippets. If you go forward to 2000, you'd see, with the launch of AdWords, you'd start to see paid advertising opportunities. From then till now, there's obviously introduction of PLAs and video and other aspects. Search really never stands still. Currently, on our platform, we have 2 billion users daily, making over 5 trillion queries a year. And even at that scale, we're continuing to see growth every sort of period. If you look at Gen Z as a bellwether, signed in 18 to 24-year-olds are actually the group generating the most queries, which many people find surprising. That said, as we look towards the future, certainly we see change, and I think that's what you referenced at the beginning. We're seeing queries become longer. We're seeing them become certainly more multimodal. So the queries, the way that users are engaging with the platform is certainly becoming more multimodal. We like to think about the future of search in 3 ways. It'll become more intelligent, it'll become more agentic, and it will become more personalized. And AI is really going to give the current search experience superpowers.
Got it. Well, thank you. I'm not sure how many zeros on a trillion, but you know,
it's a few.
That's a big data lake and a lot of server power. But I think just to zoom in a little bit on some of that, because there's a huge amount there. And I think last year on the Quasar, if you had $1 for everyone saying the word AI, you'd be a little bit better off than you were before you came in. I think this year, if we had $1 for everyone saying agentic, and kind of like putting that in, we'd all be a little bit richer and some more money in our pockets when we go home. But like, if you kind of just zoom into that and like think about, you know, search becoming more intelligent, like agentic models, the personalization, the way that Google's starting to really help the customer make decisions that they want to make in times that they might not be logged in, and helping them to really kind of like understand exactly how they can find the goods and the services and the kind of information they want. How do you really think that, elaborate a bit on that, right? So like, what does that mean? We as an industry are like super guilty of using really, really difficult technical terms. And I think the longer I spend in this industry, the less I realize I actually understand about it and the speed. But like, what does that mean when it comes to AI advancement and that user experience, and how you're helping customers just get more out of what they're putting in? Yeah,
I mentioned the shifts that have happened over the 25 years, and certainly as we look at the focus now, we're thinking about AI in a number of ways through our search platform. So Google Lens and Circle to Search are products that we launched. Lens was a number of years ago, Circle to Search more recently. Those products are really about search what you see. So you have your device up, you point it in one direction, and then you're able to search right from that home screen. So I think that's about making it more frictionless for the user. And we're seeing huge growth on those products. Lens, for example, has had 65% year-on-year growth just this year in users searching in that way. AI Overviews was a product that we launched last year. And that is the sort of concise summary that sits right now at the top of what are the traditional search results. We're seeing tremendous usage of AI overviews. We have 1.5 billion users monthly on those. I think the power of AI overviews is it's taking, trawling an incredible corpus of data on the web. It's bringing forward a very concise answer, but it's also linking back to the open web to ensure that users can go and research more deeply if they're wanting to. The great thing about AI overviews is there's two parts to it. One, for an advertiser, there's taking signals from the query itself, but also the content around the overview. So let me give you an example. Someone is searching for taking small animals on an airplane. The content that we serve is information around airline policy and what's involved in taking a small animal on an airplane. But we can also infer they probably have intent around buying a pet carrier. And so then that gives us an opportunity to serve a monetizable ad against that. So that's AI overviews. AI mode is another progression again. That launched in March of this year. And that's really one step beyond. Think about that as being powered by Gemini. That's really your ability to engage with an experience where there's much deeper reasoning, there's multimodality, and it's very much a conversation. So those, the contents that serve through AI mode is typically much longer. And we're seeing, a very strong usage of that, and it's still early. For an advertiser wanting to participate in AI overviews or AI mode, it's very important they're using our AI-powered campaigns, ensuring on search that they're adopting broad match, using PMax, using new AI Max for search, which we announced just recently in the last few weeks. And that will enable them to participate with these new AI search products.
Got it. There's a lot there.
There's a lot there.
Loving that. I think this rise or continued growth, I'd say, in that kind of Gen Z and how they're engaging with Google, thinking about the lens products, the video products like Shorts, the evolution of those products to keep growth in those audiences, the change in the way information is represented on the SERP, the use of AI overview, AI mode kind of kicking in as well. There's a lot there, right? And that's a huge pace of change. And I think that will continue and continue and continue, I'm sure, as it should do. How should... That can be quite scary for advertisers, right? Oh my God, what does this mean? Have I still got the real estate to drive sales into my area? How do I appear from an LLM? How does the LLM find my content? How should I be representing myself? What does the world of natural search look like with the world of paid search? How do you think that clients should be thinking about content, advertising in this kind of like new world, right? Or evolution of the old world, maybe, right? In terms of like that content that's being created and the way that Google is continually trying to help people find what they want to find in the most efficient, smartest and fastest way possible.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions right now thinking through SEO versus SEM, and we're certainly fielding a lot of those. We are seeing early with AI overviews that people who are engaging with AI overviews and they're moving out to the web, we see that they're a higher quality query. They're spending more time on the site where they're landing. So what we're telling our agencies and brands is ensure that you have depth of content on your site, that you're really able to meet the user where they're at. We get asked a lot, what does Google need from me to ensure that I'm surfacing in the right way? And our answer typically is ensure that your content is useful and it's relevant, and when users arrive on your site that they're able to find what they need to find. So that's the first thing I'd say, sort of ensuring that the content is rich and useful to consumers. The other thing I'd say is ensuring that you're moving beyond text and really thinking about multimodal opportunity. We know that users increasingly are not only searching using text, that they're looking for richer responses. And so ensuring that you have the assets ready to go to serve as video or other forms is extremely important for LLMs to find you and serve the user what they're looking for.
Got it. So we're always talking to clients about the asset creation and ensuring that we can protect the integrity of their brand in terms of how that brand's represented, but giving the algorithm, giving the systems many opportunities to have the right touch point and engagement across the funnel and driving their outcome. So you got a lot of changes to the product, a lot of changes to future search, kind of building on existing and, really kind of solidifying some of the existing audiences, and clients really thinking about just remain useful, right? Just remain relevant, contextually useful, like easy to navigate and find. Big kind of question on that, kind of to the end of that kind of almost that journey is like, so what do agencies and clients need to be thinking about in order to capitalize on all of those things, right? Shifting landscape, new products, new ways of thinking. Good examples of where Google is one of the world's largest advertisers, not just one of the world's largest receiver of advertising dollars, right? You've got this incredible relationship where for your Media Lab teams, like investing your own money to promote your products and services in a meaningful way, using some of those things that have been learned through that, but also what you're seeing, a reaction, I guess, to this evolving landscape across clients and agencies in terms of talent and skills that are really kind of getting dialed up now in a world of automation and, dare we say it, agentic.
Yeah, it's been so interesting, just the 2 days of the festival so far, the meetings I've been in. They've all been focusing on how do we ensure that our teams are working in a more integrated way to ensure that search practitioners understand the content that's being created, but also that the content creators are understanding the search implications of what they're doing. So I think the future, certainly within the agency environment, are teams working more closely together. Also, I think experimentation is critical. If the best time to start with AI was yesterday, the next best time is today. And we're seeing a lot of agencies and brands who almost have a fear right now of getting started because maybe they feel they missed the earliest moment. And I think adopting as quickly as you can, understanding how the algorithms are working, starting to do A/B testing and ensuring that you're understanding the kind of content that is serving over other types of content. It now is the moment to do it. For us as Google, we're very fortunate to be tip of the spear. We have an abundance, obviously, of this technology within the company, and we're using it in a very native way already in everything that we're doing, all of our workflows, certainly our workflows with our agencies and our brands. And it's an incredible time to be in the industry, honestly. I don't remember a more exciting, sort of opportunity-filled and also, frankly, terrifying moment. It's all goodness. But tell me, how are you using it within your agency?
We're but both at a corporate level at Stagwell within Assembly, so we're built into the Google Cloud platform. So our operating system, our data and technology backbone is called Stage. Yeah. Stage is built into GCP, and I think one of the things that we've gone through, there's like 2,500 clients. It's a huge global platform. Clients license that platform from us to use to do some of their things themselves. Yeah. We use that as our operating system to help give clients a unfair advantage within the work that we're doing for them. And I think what we've seen is huge advantages in having consistent schemas, consistent base layer of data. And I think a lot of the time when people are like, oh, I want to use an LLM to train up my data, it's like, your data's a mess. Like, it's not going to find anything anywhere that's relevant. So sometimes you have to start with the kind of the less sexy things and do that. And so big partnership with the cloud at Google. So we migrated and finished that migration, and then we're running Gemini through that. Yep. So the sort of things that agencies used to do, spend loads of time on, let's just say like competitive reporting, right? And going back a number of years in agencies, used to be 400 slide decks curated by someone manually and sent over to a client, and that may or may not have been read, right? And they may or may not have got to slide 367 and had a question. Now we're able to just give them a Gemini window. Yeah. Just ask what you want. Like, show me my data overlaid with my competitors, looking at these channels in the last 4 months and what it did to my sales. Boom, you've got the data, and you can import that into whatever you want. So that for us is like a huge time save for us as an agency and a huge time save for clients. There's a massive productivity lens in there. Yeah. So we can focus on the more interesting, exciting, and more strategic things. Your point, like that's a good thing, right? It's like same amount of time doing something more meaningful and hopefully more impactful and maybe intellectually stimulating for the teams. I think on the other side of the house, like we're looking at, I think we've still got the biggest adoption of Google Ad solutions as a part of our book of business globally. And we're super lead into that, into like the whole way we're creating demand for clients, the demand generation. So constant experimentation, like testing and learn roadmaps, like the programs that we've got running, utilizing some of the cloud-based infrastructure through our instance to help clients solve difficult problems, leading into better advertising using the AI-powered solutions. We're seeing like huge uptake and inroads of that. So we're now sort of like 80-90% adoption. And, I think some of the changes that Google have recently made, particularly referencing PMax, like there's some more control levers in there that weren't there in the beginning days. So, we work with a lot of luxury brands, like, hundreds of years of creative brands are like, I don't want that chopped up and stuck across the internet. And they're like, well, no, you don't have to, but you can still use the power of those AI solutions to drive the results. And we've never seen an instance of when a client has started that they then stop. Right? It broadly works. Like, you folks are pretty smart. You kind of know what you're doing. You're going to launch products that are better than the old ones. So it's just finding the right aperture for clients to get involved in that at the right time and bringing them on that journey as well. So we see a huge amount of efficiency within our business that enables us to automate manual tasks, increase our productivity layers, but also help drive better results for clients ultimately, which is what we're here to do.
Yeah, I mean, I would close it to where we started. And I would say, as you think about the future of search, I think we're all learning. I think, as Google, we're looking at consumer behavior and we're understanding how users are seeking to engage with the platform and potentially change their behavior. And then we're, responding accordingly, and in other places we're leading. So it's an exciting time.
Indeed.
And it's brilliant to partner with you.
Next year we can come back here and we can talk about what that year looked like.
I mean,
and
what
the time ahead.
What will be the word next year, do you think?
I have absolutely no idea.
No.
If it was, I'd cash in. But look, absolute pleasure. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your time in Cannes and Sport Beach.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me.